Hello to you. My name is Harold Kleinert. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and hand surgeon, and I am the chief of hand surgery at Kaplan Medical Center in Rehovot in Israel. We are now at the Kleinert Institute for Hand and Microsurgery in Louisville, Kentucky in the USA. This film that we are now seeing, this YouTube video, is not for medical advice, but it is for your general knowledge. And we will be talking today about the paradigm shift in hand surgery, in flexor tendon surgery, that was popularized by Dr. Kleinert, and I assume also by Professor Kessler, who headed the department that I head today at Kaplan Medical Center in Israel. And let's talk about these flexor tendons. As you can see here, the tendons are in black, and you will see these pulleys right here, and you will see the bones that the pulleys are connected to. The pulleys are aimed at aligning the tendons next to the bones in order to allow for the flexion of the hand. They allow the flexor tendons to be close to the bone in order for the excursion, which needs to be about 9 centimeters in order to close the hand completely. So when you look at these flexor tendons here, and when you had an injury, especially in zone 2, which was exactly this area right here, this zone 2 was also referred to back in the day in the 70s, and the 60s, and the 80s of the last century as no man's land. Why was it no man's land? It was no man's land because people were afraid to do surgery in this area because the flexor tendons would adhere locally. And later on, Kleinert popularized the concept that when you move the fingers after you have sutured the tendons, you will get more intrinsic healing, healing from within the tendon itself, versus extrinsic healing, which is adhesions of the tendons around the healing area or the injury area. What happens when you get intrinsic healing? You can get the function of the tendons, and the flexor tendons will function, and you will get a functioning hand. The paradigm shift was from leaving the hand in a static position after suturing the tendon. The shift was getting movement, passive movement, and later on active movement. Movement protocols were developed, and Kleinert himself, Harold Kleinert, who was the chief here in Louisville, Kentucky, he was the one who led this paradigm shift. If you want to understand the real story behind this paradigm shift, he presented his results at one of the bigger congresses, and at that meeting, many surgeons came up and said, these results are false. It can't be that you get these results after an injury in no man's land. And so a committee was built, and many surgeons came here within that committee to assess whether this is true or not. Kleinert's whole career, his whole name was put up there, and he came out righteous. He came out as one leading this rebellion of movement of the hand, flexors moving and causing this paradigm shift and the change and the way that we hand surgeons look at flexor tendons today. So Kleinert was one of the people leading this concept where movement is good for the tendons, and when suturing flexor tendons, you have to keep them moving in order to get more intrinsic healing versus adhesions, which are extrinsic healing. Look how complex this is, and look at this wonderful picture that Harold Kleinert himself drew. Thank you very much. I was Harold MD. I'm a hand surgeon, an orthopedic surgeon, and all the best to you.